CMPRadio.net. It's the station.
Good morning. My name is Hanifa Horsey. I'm here today. We're talking about a couple things about taxes. I'm under the financial wellness platform. I've been under Tiffany direction for many years. This is my first year doing taxes, but I'm here to talk about a lot of myths that we hear out here about taxes that are not true at all. You can't believe everything you hear. That's number one. So I'm gonna state like 5 of them. We could piggyback off of them afterwards. One of them is like you can file with your last W-2, your last pay stub, I'm sorry. That is not true. You have to wait till you get that W-2 for all your accurate information. Another one, you can only claim up to 3 kids. That is not true. You do not get credit for more than 3 kids under the earned income credit, but there are other credits that you can qualify for these kids. So if you have 5 kids, you still can claim. You just won't get the earned income credit for all 5. You will get them. You could get them for 3 if you qualify for that as well. Another one is a lot of people say, "Oh, I can guarantee you this. I can guarantee you that." How can you guarantee anything? With taxes, it's all like it's a numbers game. So, like, if you didn't make anything, how can I say I can guarantee you anything? You didn't make anything, so what am I guaranteeing? Another one is people say, "Oh, when you have kids, you're automatically going to get a refund." That's not true. I'm a first-time mother. My son is 2. If you don't fall in that tax bracket, it's not guaranteed that you will get a refund. So the tax bracket, that is something that's like, it do exist. It is there. So it's like, it's guidelines that's followed. And another one is, like say you have a teenage child that works somewhere, Wendy's for instance, you do not have to combine their income with yours on the tax return. If that child can file exempt, they actually don't even have to file a tax return. Basically, that child would just get back what they paid in federal taxes. So you still file yours, and you can claim that child as a dependent, but they don't. You don't combine their W-2. You don't put their W-2 on as your income on your tax return. So this is Tiffany Fuller. This is who I'm under. We're with Financial Wellness again. It's a one-stop financial shop. We service all 50 states. We do weekly giveaways. We do refund advances up to $6,000. We can print the check out right there. It tells you if you're qualified within seconds. She also service a lot of other states and this state with a lot of other things as far as like life insurance, real estate, notary, payroll services. So as many other things that this platform provides, and that's really why I decided to go this direction, because they're not only open during tax season, they're open all year round, which not all the time, I'm sorry. A lot
That's
of people
all right.
think the deadline is like April 18th. With some people, if you have like a corporate, they have a different deadline. So if you're not open all year round, how can you provide the service to all different types of people who's filing? So
Yeah, so let me get ready to jump in, Nifa, okay? So hey y'all, I'm Tiffany Fuller with Financial Wellness, your one-stop financial shop, right? So just like Hanifa was stating, she's definitely been under my directions for several years. This is her first year actually doing taxes as an actual tax specialist, right? So we on here and promoting, I want y'all to know that she's definitely available. She's definitely available to service you, to do your actual tax return. We do, tax returns in all 50 states, right? So no matter where you are, we are able to service you, and the platforms that we have, meaning the softwares, they are secure. Your information is protected, so you don't have to worry about, people being able to access your information when you're sending it to us through one of our secure portals, right? But she's definitely available. We have in-person appointments, right? We also have virtual appointments. We have curbside appointments, non-contact appointments. So we can service you no matter what. So she's definitely available. Contact her. The office number is 484-480-4088. Our toll-free number is 800-484-4322. We also have a website. You can check our website out, which is financialwellnesstaxsolutions.org. Right? You can also follow us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. We're on YouTube, so we try to be on all the social media platforms. Again, just like Hanifa said, we do refund advances up to $6,000. We also do weekly giveaways. So the way you qualify for those giveaways is you got to come get your taxes done, right? And you get entered into the drawing. If you're a prior client, when you come in, you get 2 entries into the drawing. And when you also refer people, right, you get another entry in the drawing. And it's no limit on the amount of entries that you can actually get, right? And listen, we all for it. If you won the second week and you referring people and you win again, guess what? You're gonna get another prize. You're not gonna say, yo, you already won. It got to go to somebody else. You know what I'm saying? Because, we appreciate you, right? And if you win again, you win again. And we do our drawings, we do them live, right? So you see right there, we pull it right out. A lot of times, we'll have one of the kids in the office and let them go ahead and pull it out. So, and if you are out of state, we'll actually mail that prize to you. But again, definitely wanted to come on here and talk about the different myths, right, that you hear about, when it comes to filing taxes. And a lot of times when people hear it, see, people they like when the information seems beneficial to them, right? No matter how bizarre it may seem, no matter when other people tell you that it's not true, and they want to go to those type of tax professionals, right? But the reality of it is they go to them, and then they don't want to come somewhere like Financial Wellness until they get that letter from the IRS, and that person that was telling them everything that they can do and actually filed their tax return is now nowhere to be found, right? So now they want to do it the right way, and they want to come to us. So it's definitely a lot of things out there, definitely with the last pay stub. So many people say that. Listen, you cannot file with your last pay stub. I don't care what nobody tell you. You cannot do that. It is actually on the IRS website. But like I say, there are always exceptions to the rules, right? So what's the exception to the rule where you can actually file with your actual last pay stub? You can file with your last pay stub if it's March. You hear what I said? March, not January, not February, March. And you did not receive your W-2, but you had to report that information to the IRS, and then you are filing your tax return with a non-standard W-2, which has to be documented on that tax return. And then the IRS is going to actually go after that particular company to figure out why you didn't get your actual W-2. But that's the only exception to that. But in general, you can't file with your last pay stub just because you don't feel like waiting, for your W-2 to come. And that's just really what it is. When they say as far as, claiming, you only can claim 3 children. I don't know where that myth came from. I guess I will probably say because you do only get the earned income credit for 3 children, right? But other credits that you can qualify for those children, there's no max amount of children that qualify for that, right? But y'all also got to remember when you are claiming these credits, you got to make money. You got to make money. A lot of times people think, because Susie got this amount, she had 3 kids, she got $10,000, that's what I'm going to do. It's a lot of other things that come into play with that. How much money did she make? Where on the tax chart, what income bracket does she fall in, right? You got to remember those type of things. Did she pay federal taxes? And is she forgiven on any of those federal taxes that she's now going to get back when she do her actual tax return? So it's a lot of different factors when it comes to that. So don't just look at children really as a jackpot, right? Because that's what people look at it as. And to be honest with you, guess what, guys? I have 6 children and I owe every single year. Claiming kids does not mean that you're going to get a refund. You can, right? But there's so many other factors, like I said. Now, too, if you do have children and you're actually do have a balance due, then guess what? Still claim them, right? Because people think, oh man, I'm not getting no money, I ain't claiming them, or I'm gonna let their dad claim them, I'm gonna do that. First of all, you're not even supposed to do that, right? And the reality of it is, when you actually have a balance due and you're claiming your children, guess what? They reduce the amount that you owe. So with your children, let's say you owe $1,000, you take those 4 kids off, now you owe $8,000. Right, so you have to understand that and understand how things work. It's just not about having children. And even when you do have children, you have to make a minimum amount of money. You can't come into the office with a W-2, you made $150 for the year, and think because you got 3 kids that you about to get $5,000 back. That's not how that go, right? So I definitely want y'all to definitely understand that, and you cannot combine different tax years W-2. So if you didn't file last year and you still need to file this year, you have to do 2 tax returns. You don't take those 2 W-2s and add them together. That's not how that works, right? So you have to understand these different things, and that's really what we're trying to make you aware of, what's really accurate, right? And not only are we going to tell you what's accurate, we can back up everything that we're saying, and we are here to help service you. We are here and available to help you when it comes to get your taxes done, right? And also, if you somebody who don't have children, well, how can I still get a refund? Because some people don't have children and they just want to get a refund. Well, you really got to owe, if you don't have any other type of credits that you can claim, and you don't have no business, you don't have any type of investment properties, just different things. You don't own your home, so you're not itemizing. How can I still get a refund? Because some people just like to get a refund. The only way to do that without any credits, you would have to actually overpay in taxes, right? So that's something else we can help you with. You want to overpay in taxes just so that you can see a refund at the end of the year, you can do that. We actually have a lot of clients that do that, and what they do is they look at it as a savings for the entire year. This is a savings that I know I'm going to get when I file my tax return. Mm-hmm. Or if you don't care about a refund, we're going to show you how to break even, because a lot of times people underpay in taxes and then they wonder why they owe. If you made, let's just say $45,000 after the standard deduction from the IRS for a single person, you're going to owe about $3,400. But if you only paid $2,200, you're going to owe that additional balance. And that's just really how that works, right? So we're here to definitely educate y'all, let you know, what you're supposed to do, how you can legally do it, and we are here to back you up, right? So if you have an audit, we are here to help you. If you're our client, guess what? When you get that audit letter, we're here to service you, right? And we're going to respond to that audit letter for you, and that does not cost you anything. But that's only if you're a client, right? So we are walking with you through that audit. We are not going to run away, because we stand behind the work that we do, and we are firm with that, and we know what we're doing is valid. So it's no reason to hide from the IRS. We face the IRS bold with no hesitation. So they're the things that you have to definitely be aware of when you're actually looking for an actual tax professional. So I definitely wanted to put that out there. Nifa, you got anything else that you want to say?
I'm trying to think, because it is a lot more stuff that can be talked about.
Well, definitely one thing we can talk about, right, is let's talk about this, right? Because sometimes too, right, you have people advertising they can do your taxes, right? Awesome. I can do your tax return. I'm a tax professional, this, that. I can get you this. I can do that, right? Let me tell y'all some things y'all need to look out for when you are seeking a tax professional. First of all, if somebody's doing your tax return, they telling you a tax professional, and they first of all are charging you all of this money. And then they finish your tax return and they call you, hey, Hanifa, how you doing? I finished your tax return. What's your AGI, which means what's your annual gross income from last year? If they need that number, they're not a professional. they are doing your tax return on some type of free software, because as a professional, we do not need that information, period. Okay, if they tell you something different, that's a lie, period. You know what I'm saying? Another thing you want to watch out for, right, with tax professionals, right? If you have a tax professional, this is totally illegal, guys, and people do it. If the tax professional is depositing money into their account and then they're writing you a check, that's totally fraudulent. They are not supposed to do that, okay? The way we are able to offer checks is we are actually partnered with banks that offer that service. We're not writing you a personal check. We're not writing you a check on financial wellness letterhead, right? That's not how that goes, right? So you have to watch out for those type of things. Another thing is, right, you know, you may be able to trust that professional, right? But who are they working with, right? Because when they have other people in the office or people that is their assistant, they have access to your information. Can they also be trusted too, right? You know, so these are the things that you have to think about. Are they open all year round? Because guess what? Even though the deadline for individual tax returns is in April, guess what? People file extensions. People are still getting letters from the IRS all year round that has to be serviced and respond to within a specific amount of time, right? So you have to look at that, right? Are they insured, right? So if there's a data breach, right? If there's a data breach, what happens? You know what I'm saying? Are you protected? Because we definitely make sure we have the right insurance in place at Financial Wellness, so that not only are we protected, but also the clients are protected. And even in the event of a data breach, with the insurance that we have, we are all protected, right? Because no matter how many systems you put in place, there's criminals out here. And listen, companies have data breaches all the time. But do they have those certain things in place? Also, a tax professional is supposed to always give you a copy of your tax return. Right? If they don't give you a copy of your tax return, that's actually a fine that they have to face if that's reported to the IRS. So you want to make sure you have a copy of your tax return. We have a lot of people come in brand new. We ask for a copy of their prior year tax return, and they don't have it. They're actually trying to contact the tax professional, and either they can't get in touch with that person or they refuse to give them a copy. They are actually supposed to give you a copy. And these people that are doing your tax return, are they educated? Where did they get their credentials from? Right? You know, did they go to a educational provider that's approved by the actual IRS? Right? So these are the things, and this is a yearly training. This is yearly ongoing training that we have to do all the time. I've been doing this for 26 years, and I have to do the training as well. Now, I'm actually a teacher as well, so we do also have a tax school, but I also have to do that training. Nobody is exempt from that training. You know, so you want to make sure that people do that. A lot of people don't do that. You know, they Google stuff, they don't educate themselves. A lot of times they can't even explain the tax return to you why it looks the way it is, or how come your refund was reduced. You know, so these are just the different things that you have to look out for. And if you have a problem, can you get in touch with that tax professional? Okay, or they gonna run like a thief in the night. You know what I'm saying? And now you're looking for a company like Financial Wellness. So that's the thing. You want people that's gonna stand by their work, and that's going to support you, and that's going to educate you, right? And show you how to financially secure yourself. So that, you know, we are here available to help y'all. You know, if y'all have any questions, any concerns, anything that y'all want to ask us, we are here. We are open. We are going into the peak season this week, actually, because, you know, W-2s and all the different tax paperwork is going to start flying out the door, because we're near the deadline of January 31st when that stuff has to be mailed out. So, you know, starting Monday, we are open 7 days a week. Okay, that is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and even Sunday, guys. So we are definitely available. All right, so that's really all that I have to say. You know, again, Hanifa Horsey is here to help you. You know, so definitely come and see her. You know, and again, we can help y'all with all types of tax returns: individual tax returns, small business tax return, corporate tax returns, nonprofit tax return, foreign tax returns, whatever it is that you have, we are available to help you, and we can service all 50 states. And I just want y'all to be mindful, right? It is certain states where you have to have additional credentials and get additional certification. One of those are New York. Right? So if you have a New York tax return, California tax return, Oregon tax return, Maryland tax return, right? You have to have these additional credentials, right? So you want to make sure that your tax preparer has that. Okay, so, and I'm gonna tell you one way to kind of put it on a radar that they might not have it. Let's say that they do your federal tax return, right? And then you're doing the New York tax return. So what they say is, oh man, I'm gonna have you mail in your New York tax return. If they telling you to mail in the New York tax return, that's because they don't have the right credentials, because with those credentials, in order to e-file that actual tax return, you have to put those credentials in the professional tax software. So a lot of people, to get around that, they say, oh man, we just gonna mail it in, and they make it appear to be like a self-prepared tax return. Their credentials will not be on there. You know, and that's something else you want to look out for. Even on your regular federal tax return, you know, when you get your taxes done with Financial Wellness, you'll see at the bottom of the tax return, you'll see that, you know, Tiffany Fuller or Hanifa Horsey or any other tax professional in the office that did your tax return, their name is going to be on there, our signature is going to be on there, and also our actual, what is called a P10, right? A P10 is kind of like your social security number in the tax world. That stuff is going to be on there, along with Financial Wellness, EIN number as well for the business. So these are the things that you need to look out for. And also in our area, we from the city of Chester, right? Shout out city of Chester. Listen, when you live in the city of Chester, Brookhaven, Aston, a lot of the surrounding cities, when you get your taxes done, you're supposed to do a federal tax return, you're supposed to do a state tax return, and you're supposed to do a local tax return. If they're not doing all three of those tax returns for you, you got a problem. You're supposed to get all three of those done. Now, it is a few cities that don't have to file a local tax return, but definitely for Chester, Brookhaven, Upland, Chester Township, Aston, all of those, you have to file a local tax return. So, and we do file that for you as well, because we have a lot of people too that go to other people and they don't file a local tax return because they have no idea that that's what they're supposed to do. And, you know, if they do their proper due diligence, right, and they are being properly trained, then they will know that. So that's just the things that you definitely have to watch out for. Again, we're available for you. We hope y'all all have a blessed day, and we are out.
All right, thanks for listening, you guys.
Bye.